Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. Definitely doing this a little earlier before we go out to dinner. It's Friday night after all, but definitely that's going to happen pretty soon. But by the time this comes out, I'm already, home. But here I go. Today's been quite a journey, quite an interesting day with a lot of things in Zack Snyder's Justice League, as more people have also seen Zack Snyder's Justice League as well, and more people will continue to see Zack Snyder's Justice League tomorrow and into Monday, and then the premiere. So it's going to be a week to remember, like a week to remember. This, guys and girls, this is our last weekend until the Snyder Cut drops. This is our last weekend. This is like the age of before the Snyder Cut, and there's going to be the age after the Snyder Cut, right? So you got the BS before Snyder Cut, BSC, and then the ASC, right? So that's just two timelines, two different ages here. So anyway, but let's get on with the show. The first topic I want to cover today is about DC. Yeah, AT&T had an investors meeting today, and they just threw out this graphic, just like that. There's nothing revealing of all the different things that they're going to do with DC films and series. So let's go off the bat. Black Adam, we already know. Harley Quinn, the animated series. Superman and Lois, of course. Static Shock, the movie. I think it was a movie. Blue Beetle, that was going to be a movie, I think. Yeah. Batgirl, so that's also now been confirmed. They're going to make a Batgirl film, probably Christina Hodson. And talked about, Michael Keaton is supposed to be in that as well. Peacemaker series. Green Lantern series. Aquaman 2, the film. The Flash movie. Teen Titans Go. So, Suicide Squad. Now, this actually would probably be Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. So it's not only film series, it's also video games as well, because you see Gotham Knights there. Bat Wheels, another kids series, the Batman. Zatanna confirmed. So I think it's a series as well. So that's the J.J. Abrams little production going on over on HBO Max. Supergirl series is still going on. Shazam! Fury of the Gods, that's Shazam 2. Batwoman, that's a series still going on. The Suicide Squad James Gunn movie, GCPD, is the series that's going on HBO Max. DMZ also, that's the Ava DuVernay movie. I think it was a movie or a limited series. I can't quite remember. Gotham Knights, the video game, Superhero High, and then League of Super Pets. So that's animated. So that is all that's coming out. That's all they have on that slate. Now, I guess the only things that are really interesting about this that really people were kind of really talking about was Batgirl and Zatanna, which, I've talked about it at length that was going to happen. And this is a placeholder, so I'm not sure if that's the actual title look or not. But that's what they put out in any case. I want to say, though, a little disappointed that it came out this way. I really thought the way that Disney handled their investor and Alice or whatever meeting, investor day, it was huge. Do you remember? Disney had a huge one, especially with Star Wars. It was like panels. It was like a presentation. And they had teasers and trailers for almost everything. And it was just boom, boom, boom. We were getting excited for Obi-Wan. We were getting excited for Rogue Squadron. We were getting excited for all these different, events. It was an event. It was a huge event, not just here's a grid. Yeah, it's like that's mostly what investors did, but they changed the game over on that side. So you felt like maybe they want to put out something really special. That never happened. So unfortunately, that's pretty much all we got. And people were like, cool, but I don't know what to say. But there are some few movies in here that are pretty exciting. And one of them is Aquaman 2. Aquaman 2 is eyeing an opening. Eyeing to begin filming in June in the UK with an intriguing work title. I don't know what this is about, so let's click on it. Let's check it out. The working title usually sometimes never says anything about the movie, but in this case, it sounds like it's going to be something that is specifically geared to the plot. Not geared, but specifically saying something about the plot of the movie in any case. So there is currently eyeing to begin filming this June in the UK. This date is set in stone at the moment. However, with the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, it will be no surprise if these plans see some minor bumps. But as of right now, Jason Momoa will suit up again this summer. Now let's go down past all this other jargon here to the topic, which is what the working title is. So the working title here is, we can also report that Aquaman sequel's current working production title is, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Necrus or Necrus. Usually these titles mean nothing. For example, how Infinity War worked under the working title of Mary Lou, but after doing some research into the term, it brings up some old Aquaman lore. Necrus is the name of another underwater city. Unlike Atlantis, it has more unstable status in the ocean. It only exists for very brief intervals of time and can never be found in the same location twice. Necrus' existence comes from an alien satellite that periodically enters Earth's orbit as it moves through the galaxy. That's interesting, an alien aspect to this thing. The city has previously went to war with Atlantis in the comics, so there's going to be a war here between two different cities. And then, of course, we do know that Black Manta is the villain of Aquaman 2, and, Orm's probably going to be in there as well. But that's going into speculation territory on their behalf, so I won't go into it further. It will release scheduled to release on December 16th of 2022. But just given the title of that, it does seem like there's going to be a warring cities here. There's definitely going to have another war underwater. And does that finally get onto land? I don't know. I don't know. But that's something to consider as well. Maybe Orm goes and defects over to Necrus, and now he has to fight. He wants to fight Arthur Curry on the other side and stuff like that. So that's Aquaman 2. All right. Now the next one is another hero, and that is the Flash. Well, we finally got our Nora Allen, Flash movie Spanish actress Maribel Verdú, to play Barry Allen's mother, Nora Allen. And right under this is a sad news. Yeah, it's like, oh, real? Oh, that's awesome. We finally got a Nora Allen. And then it's followed by sad news. Sad news is, meanwhile, Billy Crudup, it drops out of the Warner Brothers DC movie due to a scheduling conflict. Oh, man, they're cutting out Henry Allen? Like, oh, man, we were excited when he was coming back because he's in Zack Snyder's Justice League. He's going to play Henry Allen. And it was such a big deal. And they were talking about he was, and I don't think he was actually signed on, but they wanted him to sign on. And, Hollywood, I guess, scheduling conflict with that. So we'll see about that. Flash fans now know what an important role Barry Allen's mother plays in the life of the Scarlet Speedster, and its character will figure prominently in the big screen adaptation being made by Warner Brothers and DC. Now the actress to play the part has been found. Maribel Verdú is best known to international audiences for her work in Alfonso Cuarón's Y2 Mama Tambien, and Guillermo del Toro's Pan's Labyrinth will play the key role in The Flash, which is casting up and prepping for a spring-summer shoot in England. But at the same time he gains a mother, he is losing his dad. Sources tell THR, the Hollywood Reporter, that Billy Crudup, who was set to play the father role, has dropped out of the project. Crudup is also due to shoot the new season of Apple's The Morning Show, for which he won an Emmy, and schedules conflicted. That sucks. But the move comes as Kiersey Clemons, who has been associated with Flash through several incarnations, straightened her schedule and closed her deal this week. She is playing Iris West, Allen's romantic interest, and of course we got Ezra Miller, Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, and so on and so forth. So we'll finally got a Nora Allen, but unfortunately Henry Allen is dropping out. Now a lot of the questions today were like, well, okay, so he's got his mother. Are they writing in the mom and writing out the dad? Like, we're not going to have anything with the dad? Well, I've got some upsetting news for people who are, about that. It's actually quite interesting what they're going to do here. Because some of you demanded, this is the writer from the Hollywood Reporter, of you demanded an answer, and I didn't make it clear in the article. The part of Barry Allen's father will be recast. It has not written out. Oh my God. They're writing out Billy Crudup. they're writing him out. They're not. Wait, no, I'm sorry. They're not writing out Henry Allen, but they're writing out the actor. So like the actor is going to be played by the Henry Allen is going to be played by somebody else. I'm totally fumbling with that, but yes. So Henry Allen is still in the movie, but he's not going to be played by Billy Crudup. He's going to be played by somebody else. They're recasting, which is very upsetting to a lot of people because, like, yeah, we only saw him for a few, but that is like a definitive connection to Zack Snyder Justice. Now, I don't really care about that anymore because, Snyder said he's doing his own thing, Warner Bros. Doing their own thing, but it would have been a little bit cool to see that connection, I think, for a lot of people, having Billy in there. And it's going to be quite entertaining, especially when once we see Zack Snyder's Justice League, we'll definitely have that emotional connection between Henry Allen and Barry Allen in that movie. Then you go over to Flash, and you're going to have to, it's Henry Allen, but you're going to have to kind of just get used to, I guess, and kind of reconfigure yourself to say, okay, this is now Henry Allen, and we're going to have to believe that they have some emotional connection with each other, and that's not Billy. So it's going to be quite difficult, but that's how they're going to play it, and that's how they're going to do it. So unfortunately, I think they just didn't have time. I think it's like they're scheduling conflicts, but we got to shoot now. Like, they're in a rush to shoot this thing. Warner Brothers really needs to look good right now because there's nothing bigger right now than Zack Snyder's Justice League. Zack Snyder's Justice League is the biggest thing. Is the biggest thing right now. It's the thing that's making so much noise. It's actually shadowing over any other project that's coming up. And a lot of people are just so excited for this movie. It's a big movie. People are saying it's the greatest DC movie ever made. I don't know. I haven't seen it. So hopefully we'll get to pretty soon, and we'll be quite, I'm just going to be so excited to see that. But as a prequel to Zack Snyder's Justice League, a prelude, I would say. Let's get into Zack Snyder's Justice League. But before that, we got to rediscover ourselves again into the Snyderverse. If you haven't already, watch Man of Steel, and if you haven't already, go check out Batman v Superman. Take care of those two. Refresh your memory as we get into Zack Snyder's Justice League. Understandably, you've probably been watching it all these years, waiting for the Snyder Cut. But, one more time as we head into the next age, which is after the Snyder Cut, right? So, Batman v Superman is active again. The account is active again. It's alive. A century ago, she walked away from mankind. See Wonder Woman return like never before in Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition, available on digital and HBO Max 3/18. Interesting. It just said walked away a century ago. Well, a century ago doesn't include 84. So they put that in there, and that's interesting to put that in there because they understand. It's like, okay, maybe Wonder Woman 1984 really didn't happen, right? Okay, it didn't really happen. I get it. Okay. This is the Snyderverse, right? So we're gonna connect it to Batman v Superman and to maybe into the first Wonder Woman, and that's and then definitely into the first Wonder Woman. And that's it. That's the clear line. That's how it went. That's how it was supposed to have gone out. So that was an interesting input from them. 2016 to 2021 experienced the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition with enhanced color and expanded aspect ratio. Available on digital and HBO Max in 1 week. Now, I want to be clear right now. It's not all the scenes. Like, it's just the scenes that were shot in IMAX, which will have it spread out. And there's a whole full-blown trailer of this, by the way. I'm kind of sad, a little bit sad, that I'm not going to get to be able to see this before, Zack Snyder's Justice League in that order. But it's okay, because I can watch it again, and then I can rewatch Zack Snyder's Justice League again. So it's not going to be too much of a problem, just for the thought that I get to see the IMAX portions of it, version of it, before Zack Snyder's Justice League, but that's still a fun ride anyway. Vanity Fair article came out with something cool. I don't want to be part of that. Okay, Justice League, the untold story of Cyborg and Deathstroke. So this is actually a continuation. This is like part 2 of the whole Vanity Fair article. And this time they're interviewing Ray Fisher and Joel Manganiello. Now I'm wondering, since that one and then now to this one, I wonder if they're going to be able to, is there in a part 3 involving like Ben Affleck, do they get to talk to Ben? Do they get to talk to more other people? Jared Leto or something? I'm really interested about that. But they reveal all about the Snyder Cut drama and how it connects to the abandoned Batfleck film. So here we go. A good guy and a bad guy walk onto a movie set. Both walk away feeling wronged, disappointed, underwhelmed. Audiences felt pretty much the same when a hopelessly messy version of Justice League hit theaters almost 4 years ago. Both Ray Fisher playing hero Cyborg and Joe Manganiello playing villain Deathstroke saw their futures as iconic DC Comics characters vaporize in the aftermath of behind-the-scenes battles, catastrophic reviews, abandoned sequels, and enduring disagreement. Then 4 years later, they got to do a do-over. That's where the actors found themselves last fall when Vanity Fair interviewed them on the set of Zack Snyder's Justice League, which was in the midst of shooting a new sequence for an unprecedented second try at Hollywood's most notorious superhero faceplant. The shocking, exhilarating, heartbreaking true story of the Snyder Cut has already been told in detail. And that's the one I totally read in full, and it's a special on video there, so check that out if you haven't had the chance. Fisher thought that playing the reconstructed robotic hero in the original 2017 film would be a career breakthrough, but after Zack Snyder left the project amid a family tragedy and irreconcilable disagreements with Warner Brothers, Avengers filmmaker Joss Whedon took over. That's when the project became a source of personal upheaval. For the actor, as Fisher's negative experiences with Whedon exploded into tensions with the studio that continue today. When Snyder was still in control of the original film, Manganiello shot a post-credit cameo as the assassin Deathstroke, intended as a prologue to a much more substantial role in Ben Affleck's planned standalone film about the Caped Crusader. When that version of the Batman movie fell apart in pre-production, Manganiello's, I keep saying his name like, footage was re-edited by Whedon to tease a Justice League sequel, which also never happened. After Snyder agreed to return to the project last year to finalize his original vision as a 4-hour event on HBO Max, both Fisher and Manganiello signed on to shoot the project's one major new sequence. They'll all see their earlier performances restored to something close to Snyder's original intent. Fans will finally get to see it all in its entirety on March 18th. Both actors sat down during a break on the Simi Valley set last October to discuss how Justice League went awry and what they hope this version sets right. So here you go. Hope you're ready for this. Vanity Fair. What's it like to come back? It's got to be a little strange. Joe says, 4 years. I mean, geez, I don't even know how to put it in words. We all thought it was over, but the fact that the fans were that. Ray Fisher pulling up a chair. Hey, what's up, man? Joe, how are you? I want to hug it out, but hey, it is what it is. 2020, back in the saddle. Mohawk looks good. Joe runs his hand through it. Thanks. I can actually envision them doing it. Fisher goes, I was going to say, that's not you, though. That's not your personal mohawk. He's like, that's my hair. No, it's not. That's fucking dope. Joe says, yeah, I shaved it over the weekend. He just asked what it's like being back. It's like there were just so many things that I had thought about, other projects I had worked on. I didn't just shoot the final scene for Justice League, the end credit sequence. I was preparing for a movie. I was preparing for Batman. So all the work, the sword training, the guns, you start thinking, okay, well, I have to hurry up and shoot the scene to tease that movie. But then next year, I'm going to come back and fully flesh this character out. I had all of these thoughts. And this is the culmination of 4 years of staring at the ceiling at night. What could I do? So it's fun to come back and start playing a little bit of that out. And of course, it's great to see Zack and all the people I haven't seen since London all those years ago. So Vanity Fair asks, how's it for you, Ray? I know it's complicated because you're in a situation with Warner Brothers. Fisher's like, there's a lot going on right now, but I'm able to compartmentalize those things. I wouldn't have missed this opportunity for the world to be here with Zack and the crew. There's no way in hell I would have missed a single day. I would have walked here if I had to. You know what I mean? And Manganiello says, yeah. Fisher goes, like Joe was just saying, this thing has been on my mind. There's not a day that's gone by over the last 3 years I haven't thought about this movie, that I have not sat up at night thinking, what if there was a world wherein this thing actually does get released? I gotta be honest. That's exactly what we were thinking. I mean, we were staying up at night. We're looking up at the ceiling like, When will this ever be released? Do you think there's a world we wanted to go through? We wanted to like jump to another universe just to see this thing, right? But gladly we don't have to unless Barry did something, and that's why we're here. At what point did you know, okay, maybe there will be a Snyder Cut? When was it real? And Fisher goes, I don't think it was real until just this year. Really real. It's always been a talk. There was a comic convention where people would ask me about it and decided to stop being so studio PC about the situation and just go. It does exist. It's not a matter of whether or not it exists. It's a matter of whether or not we actually see it. I think the fans really just kept the fire going. And it felt real because Zack had all this information and all these photos that he would share with us. But insofar it is as it getting released in the way that it is, man, I wouldn't have thought anything like this was going to happen for at least another 10 years. You know what I mean? Joe's like, for me, like I said, I was preparing for a movie that didn't happen. So then the end credit sequence was shifted to advertise a Justice League 2 movie about the villains. Then that was just pushed to the side. So Vanity Fair asked, did the studio consider adding your Deathstroke to any other projects? Joe said, there was an incarnation after incarnation of Suicide Squad 2, right? Suicide 2, involving me versus Will Smith's character Deadshot? What? Deathstroke versus Deadshot? Oh, shit. So I went through a couple of years of that. And when the last one didn't go, then you just put it away. And you just say, it's over. That was it. I went through 5 flaming hoops and it's not happening. We're putting it down. And then Zack calls you up and said, okay, let's go. Man, I mean, that's just so sad to hear him go through like 5 flaming hoops. Just going through different things, different promises, and never getting it. And it came back to Zack Snyder, right? You'd given up on Deathstroke until being brought back for this new sequence in the Snyder Cut. The second I let it go was when Zack called me and I said, hey, I think if these things line up, then you're going to get to play him again. So you go back, you dust off that trunk, you open it, and you go, what would I have done had I been given the chance to do more? But Ray, you didn't let go. And Ray says, no, not for a single day. No. Joe goes, I had to for my own sanity. I was like, I'm out. I can't do this. And then Fisher goes, I probably should have let it go. But there was so much that we left behind in this version of the film. It's a completely different movie. So Vanity Fair asks, can you walk me through the emotion you felt throughout this process when you heard Zack had left the original movie? What was that like? What were you feeling? What were you thinking? Joel to Fisher, that's probably more of a question for you because I shot one scene with Zack. For me, it was a shock that Batman wasn't happening. So then what happens to that scene we shot? I thought that scene was then going to be thrown away. So you were fully signed on for the Affleck Batman movie. Correct. That was the villain in that. And then after Affleck dropped out in early 2017, I thought, well, that Justice League scene's gone. It's not going to exist. Then I remember getting a call from, Warner Bros. Co-president of production, John Berg, at the time, who said, hey, we got Jesse Eisenberg back as Lex Luthor, and we shot all of his, reshot all of his dialogue. We're teasing it Justice League 2. So we're still going to use it. It's back in the movie. And I went, what? So it was all the same stuff you shot originally for Zack, just reconfigured? He said they used my side. They changed his side. So they changed, they changed Luthor's side, right? Jesse's side. So when Zack called me about the Snyder Cut, he said, hey man, this might happen. And I said, oh, well, you have all the footage, so you're going to restore the scene back to what it was going to be to tease the Batman movie, not Justice League 2. Then Zack called me a few months later and said, by the way, we're bringing your suit over from London and we're going to do an entirely new scene. I got super excited for that, but I didn't really go through the roller coaster that Fisher went through with Zack as far as that went. Yeah, it was tough, Ray said. How did you find out that Snyder was leaving the movie in 2017? Ray said, I remember I was in a movie theater, coincidentally enough, in New York. I remember exactly where I was. I was walking into the AMC right in Times Square. And I got the call from Zack, and he was saying that he had to deal with stuff with the fam, and he was having to step away. I had a trillion questions. My heart sank. I was like, I can't ask really any of them at this point because I know he's got a lot of other phone calls to make like this, and I could hear it in his voice. It broke his heart to make those calls. He told you about his daughter taking her own life? And Ray said, I heard about that months before, but insofar as him having to step away to deal with the family stuff, did he indicate at the time that there was a disagreement about the cut with the studio? And Ray said, no, I didn't hear anything like that from Zack. He always been a stellar dude when it comes to that kind of stuff. After he had stepped away, I hadn't talked to him one-on-one for maybe about a year or so. This was well after the movie came out. We had done the reshoots. I wanted to really give him his space because I knew as things were changing and evolving, this is not what was meant to be. And so I already knew he was dealing with a bunch of other stuff. And I was like, let me not put the disagreements with Whedon on top of him too. One of the big things for me was trying to maintain, even in the reshoot process, the integrity of what we had come up with together, which was tough a lot of times. But I think the bones of Cyborg are still in what the theatrical cut is, and it's because of the work that we were able to put in prior to Whedon taking over. I was able to hold on to that against some pretty precarious situations on stuff. But didn't a lot of stuff change? And Ray said this, there was a lot of stuff that changed. To be completely honest with you, I had to go back and reshoot every single scene I was in. What? None of the stuff that you see in the theatrical cut with me, except for the Gotham City police rooftop scene with J.K. Simmons, is original. Everything else I had to reshoot. I mean, echo Joe Manganiello's words there. Whoa. What? I know I just watched Justice League again with Dave and Scott and them, and man, I'm blown away that every single Cyborg shot, with the exception of the rooftop scene, was all reshot. Whoa. Okay, so Fisher says, yeah, there was so much that was lost, man. It's crazy because if it weren't happening in this way, we may not be able to see everything that Zack had originally planned. This new thing is 4 hours long. When did you hear that Joss was doing his version and significantly changed things? He's not just finishing Zack's work, but he's now doing it to his own approach, right? He's now going to do it his own approach. Let me tell you, they wouldn't let me read the script until I agreed to meet with Joss. I was supposed to go to LA, and this is how I knew things were getting bad. They flew me out to LA. This was around the time of the Wonder Woman premiere. I was going out there to meet with Joss, and they were supposed to deliver the script to my hotel room. They didn't deliver the script. And are you contractually obligated to do the reshoots? Could you have said yes or no? Well, no. You get a certain amount of reshoot days built into the contract so that they can fit whatever they want to fit within those days. We ended up in a situation where they said, well, Joss doesn't want you to read the script until after you meet with him. And I said, well, the only reason I'm here is to read the script and then talk to them so we can talk about the changes. And then I come to find out that everything was changed. Could you object to the changes? You've signed on to do the movie, but there are certain things that you have to push back on. There were a lot of really precarious things that they wanted to try that I found would have been slightly offensive to people that were differently abled. Cyborg gets his powers from being, reconstructed after a serious car crash. Some of those things I was able to get out of the script, but it was an uphill battle for a lot of us during that time, and that's no secret at this point. Was the hope that you would talk first and then you guys would hit it off? He said it was to warm me up with the conversation. It was just a really strange setup. I kept talking to people and they're like, well, just so you know, this isn't normal stuff. Because this was my first feature film, period. This is my first big anything, and so I'm just trying to go with the flow. So those things really tripped me out. I was like, something's odd, but I can't piece it all together. Now that I've got hindsight and I've got a lot more nuanced information about the entirety of it all, that's what I'm essentially trying to deal with on the other side of things. Now, Joe, you didn't have to work with Joss's version? No, I was back and forth to London fitting the suit. As soon as we got the suit right, we went off to Monaco Bay. They got a yacht and Jesse. I just shot the scenes with Zack. I don't know how much you can talk about this, Ray, but you've been very public that there was a dispute. What happened? Here we go. Ray says this. Well, there was a lot of toxic behavior from Joss Whedon. I don't think it's any secret, or maybe it's an open secret in Hollywood, but luckily I have not been in the business for a really long time, and I haven't really subscribed to that way of behavior. Going from a person like Zack to a person like Joss was like day and night. What's the difference between these two? What ended up happening, I think, was a bit of a collaborative gaslighting that we got from Joss. We ended up getting an email prior to the reshoot. I think it was sent out to the entire cast. It was an email saying, hey, we're really trying to pull this together. Obviously, this is a tough situation. Any questions, comments, blah, 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 feel free to pass them along. We learned pretty quickly that was not the case at all. That was just the niceties for what was really going to be happening, which is, well, I'm not going to get too much into that. The thing is, there's an ongoing investigation with respect to that, and we're trying to get everything back on track with that. And note that investigation has been concluded, but Fisher has stated he is not satisfied with and believes the dispute cost him a future role as Cyborg. People are wondering what exactly happened. Fisher goes, there were some things that did not happen to me that I bore witness to that I can't speak about right now. That's for the people that it happened to speak about. You could tell very quickly that Whedon was very upset that people did not like Age of Ultron very much. This is what I gathered from the first conversation that I had with him. There was a bit of this sort of egotistical narcissism that ended up going into everything that he was trying to do. You can see it in some of the scenes that were produced. Flash falling on Wonder Woman's chest is something that he yanked out of Age of Ultron and just copy-pasted it here. This is interesting. In my first conversation creatively with him, he kept accidentally calling Diana Natasha, which is crazy stuff. For the unfamiliar, the real name of Marvel's Black Widow is Natasha, and DC's Wonder Woman is Diana. So he kept calling her Natasha, like he was getting this kind of, like, it's like he's not done with Age of Ultron or something. I don't know. This was in the conversation that made me have with him prior to giving me the script. There was a lot of belittling on set. There was a lot of mocking, both of his previous work and of actors and of people. Wow, what is this guy? Is Joss Whedon so freaking toxic? What do you mean? Note through VFS Benny Fair's reporting on this project, Whedon's representatives have repeatedly declined to comment because they know it's true. Fisher says, he compared me at one point to Robert Downey Jr. and said, listen, I don't like to take notes from anybody, not even Robert Downey Jr. And I said, well, okay, be that as it may. Joe's like, you had a suggestion? And Ray's like, yeah, that was the first phone conversation he and I had about the actual script. And so 2 notes in, he cuts me off flat out and goes, boom, this is what it is. And I go, okay. The email that you sent was not what I'm getting right now, so I'll take the cue and just back off it. But you can tell he had a lot of resentment for what the situation was with the Marvel side of things. It just felt weird and odd. But we ended up getting the brunt of a lot of whatever he was going through at that time. I don't know what that was, but whatever it is, can continue. This kind of stuff can't keep going on. I mean, I said it before. If this is the only film I'm blessed to do, I'll take it and go, because there's never going to be another film that happens like this. This is the sweet part. Tell me about Zack. What kind of guy is he to work with? And Joe goes, just a ball of energy. Super passionate and super hyped up. And I love what's in his brain. I mean, Zack is one of the great shooters of all time. Take 300 for an example. You read that on paper, what it winds up in the end, what he had in his brain, what he foresaw doing with that script is revolutionary. It changed everything. Every movie after that had to copycat the action. So you know that when Zack calls, I get excited because I know it's going to look amazing. So that's number one. I just want to be able to trust that my director is going to make me look good. I do my job, and then he makes me look amazing. What do you think, Ray? How would you describe Zack? Just look at the way he shoots. Look at the people who he casts. Look at how inclusive he is on that side. Working with that man, it doesn't feel like going to work. Like Joe said, he brings that ball of energy. The man just doesn't stop. But he's so excited about it, he just gets you hyped up, and you want to do a great job because he shares. Absolutely. And you've got an idea. You want to try it. He's never like, yeah, no, let's not even try it. He'll give you one and be like, yeah, go ahead. Just do whatever you want. And I've been in situations where that has not been the case. He'll look at the idea with an open heart and an open mind, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But he's very much a sharer. Coming back to the shoot this sequence of the Snyder Cut, do you have a sense that this is a chance to fix an experience that went wrong? Future stuff, maybe? Joe says, we'll see. Ray Fisher, knocking on wood. I'm knocking on it for you, brother. I'm back. I'm happy to be back. Like I said, it's fun dusting something off what you let go of a long time ago. When does that happen again? I have more white hair now. I fit the character, which is actually better for me. I definitely got more gray hairs than Ray. I had the barber put a little color on them just to make sure we're good. But yeah, it does feel like it's sort of a relief or release just having this movie come to light. I was talking to Zach and the crew earlier. I was like 4 years ago, almost to this day, we were wrapping this in London. How funny is that? Joe said. Yeah, just insane. It feels kind of like Kismet. It feels right. It does feel like justice in a way. It took 4 years to get us here, but listen, we're here, and we're here indeed. I hope you enjoyed that article reading, Vanity Fair. Amazing stuff. And I'm hoping there's like a part 3 or 4. You know, I'm hoping there's a lot more people they talk to over on Justice League, and that's what I'm hoping for in any case. So that was that. So incredible stuff. Man, what a crazy story about Joss Whedon. What a weirdo. I want to share with you some more reactions, a little bit more reactions. There was a lot more. There was other like Restore the Snyderverse and things like that, but I want to share a few with you. Scott Menzel, who is the, I think he's from the Hollywood Critics Awards, Hollywood Critics Awards critics, founder of We Live Entertainment, film critics, so on and so forth. I'm going to share more about this on Monday, but Warner Bros. Better find a way to get Ray Fisher back. He's the cyborg that we want and deserve. Ray Fisher's our cyborg. Zack Snyder's Justice League, Ray Fisher. So obviously that's a great comment for that. It seems like Ray Fisher really shined in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm going to share with you again, Gracie the cosplay blast. I talked about her last night, but she says, "Good night, everyone. Still buzzing about Zack Snyder's Justice League, but I've got to get some sleep. I wish it was out tomorrow so we could all discuss and revel in this huge W." And someone asked, because Man of Steel and Batman v Superman didn't suck the paint off the walls. It's better than everything DC has done, in my opinion. Come on, it can't be anywhere near the Dark Knight trilogy. But this is what she said that got my attention. She said, Chris Nolan was there, and I think he'd agree. Christopher Nolan, Zack Snyder's buddy, was over there, and he agreed. So that's amazing. I can't wait to see other reactions. It's going to be quite awesome. All right, as we do a little bit of the send-off, we're going to some new official images that came out thanks to SPN Darkness. He has some pictures here. So a lot of cool high-res, Silas Stone with the mother box. And we get Flash. Then we have the scene we know about. I won't spoil it if nobody paid attention to the first trailer at all. But Silas over there in Star Labs, and you see Victor Stone as Cyborg, aka Cyborg. Superman getting ready to shoot up into the sky. Awesome visual photo, high res of the Darkseid on his throne. So that's awesome. A really cool looking detailed Steppenwolf. Looks like they kind of furthered, did more detailing. I think I didn't think it was this like, this is actually a really detailed Steppenwolf. Wow, it looks amazing. That's pretty cool. Jason Momoa as Aquaman, Wonder Woman. Yes, I'm very aware that Kal-El No is probably in the movie, which is fine. Cyborg, really cool scale here. And then we also got, look at that. This shot is also in the movie. Although in the theatrical cut, it was much closer up because they didn't want to show you that there was a military vehicle in the background. Remember, they weren't going to have the military fight against Superman in theatrical, but in Zack Snyder's Justice League, you'll definitely have some military action. Mr. Sam Benjamin was probably over there shooting at Superman as well. So there you go. And it's a farther shot of Batman, and he's no longer blue; he's actually black. So this is cool. So so the suit's all black now and gray, how it's supposed to be like, and we'll definitely find out what actually happens during the scene. Superman, of course, the red and blue in the background because he's choosing the black suit this time. And then all three of them together ready to attack Steppenwolf. So that's pretty cool. And that's some of the new shots that they came out, revealed out today. And Ray Fisher saw the movie. Yeah. Ray Fisher saw the movie. Actually, this was part of the reaction part, but, whatever. Ray Fisher's reaction to finally watching Zack Snyder's Justice League. He has waited so long for this. Said he wouldn't let Ray watch until all the VFX for Cyborg were done. So happy for Ray. I'm going to share with you this little clip. It was a longer IG live. So I don't know if it's still on IG, but if you go to Ray Fisher's Instagram, then you can go ahead and listen to this. But I'm gonna play a clip it right here, right now.
Just got finished watching that Zack Snyder's Justice League. Yo, when I tell you this movie is it's not even a meal. This movie is not a meal. It is it's a feast. It's like a 7-day feast that just does not end. I'm sitting in here in my hotel room in the dark watching this thing. And I'm like, oh, please don't stop. Please don't end. Please don't end. And I look down and I still got another hour and a half of the movie left. Yo, oh my gosh. I cannot wait till next week so we can start talking about it like together amongst the world. Yo, I called Zack Snyder, left him a voicemail. I called Chris Terrio, I got him on the line. We had a chat, man. Oh my gosh. 5 years in the making, y'all. And none of this would be possible without you all. I can't even tell you. It's like,
Oh man, that's such a cool reaction. When I first saw that a few hours ago, I was like tearing up. I was just like tearing up because like you finally did it. It's like we did it. It's like winning the marathon or something. I don't know, but it was like I can't wait to see this movie. I just can't wait. But it was so cool to see him so happy, yelling and screaming. But it was what a wonderful thing. I can't wait to see other people's reactions to it. Maybe Jason. Well, Jason already saw it, but he didn't see the newer version. But it'll be great. It's going to be great to see everybody's reaction. All you guys, everyone, all your reactions. It will be so awesome, so sweet. All right, well, last thing, and this is more of a plug than anything. GQ, British GQ had an article, magazine, talking about how Zack Snyder's Justice League saw the light of day. Now, this is a lot of stuff we've been covering and stuff, but so I'm going to go ahead and put this in the description, but definitely go and check this out. Read it for yourselves. Just wanted to point out a few things here. A couple people that are pulled out, including like Zach and Debbie and everything, and how it all went down. All the cast and crew here that all went down. The $500,000 to the American Foundations for Suicide Prevention. And I just want to say that Justice Con got a highlight here. Nerd Queens, Nana and Cole, and Meg are all in this, and this is awesome. From Justice Con, they have a huge plug here. By the way, I'm going to be on the next Justice Con, so let's go. Yes, this year is going to be awesome. Liz Wonder also. They even call it a dead ringer from Gal Gadot, a prominent DC cosplayer known for her hospital visits. She's also in here as well. Then Liz Wonder quoted as well. That's awesome. Fiona's in here. Shiraz Faruqi, Dexter Washington. Awesome stuff. A little bit of Autumn Snyder there today. By the way, today was all about ZSJL mental health awareness. So if you had a chance for Autumn Snyder, it was her, I think it was her birthday today, I believe. And so please go and donate if you can. But anyway, here. So ZSJL celebration. Amen is in here from the Vero founder. Michael Wilkinson. Who else is in here? Oh, and here we go. And so, beyond the official activity, Vero will also be in place for post-film conversation with discussions, reviews, and fan celebrations, just as it has been since 2017. Accounts we'd recommend paying close attention to, including Chris Wong-Swenson, host of Ping Pong Flix, a daily show on YouTube breaking down all the news of DC films and series. I was like, I read that, I'm like, what? I'm in this? Like, Scott pointed out, like, Chris, you're in this. I'm like, what? No. They're like, yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. He didn't really say that, but to me in my head, that's how it played out. So I had to go check it for myself. And sure enough, it's right there. It's my name. It's my show. Wow. Weird, so it's weird to see that. Also got Lightcast podcast, the Nice Cast, and Dexter Washington also includes. This movie will continue to grow and serve in the Vero community. So this is so awesome for this Zack Snyder Justice League celebration. And I noticed that people on Vero were introducing people and talking about them, stuff like that. I didn't even have a chance to go through all that and did my own version of it, but maybe tomorrow. But definitely, what a wonderful time we live in. We're on the brink of greatness. We're on the brink. We're on the edge of glory. We did, but the next piece, which is actually seeing the movie, is the glory, right? So we're gonna have to, fight to get hopefully the next incarnation of Justice League. But we got to get through the first one first and make that successful. Woo! All right, that was quite an undertaking today. Let's get into the members' comments and questions now. Starting Red Coat Hanger Productions. Might get a little flack for this, but I do really like Danny Elfman as a composer. Aside from a pretty stupid comment about a certain character having one theme, I think he has composed some really good stuff. Batman, the animated series, Batman 89, Spider-Man. So personally, I'm very happy to see him coming back to work with Raimi on Doctor Strange 2, and am all for him doing Flash. Who knows, with two Batmans in the movie, there will be more than one Batman theme. LOL. So I'm no problems with him actually doing all that stuff. Like, my only problem was him with the eagle that he put in and kind of just disrespecting other composers' work of trying to reinvent the themes, right? So that kind of threw me off. But absolutely, I love him, and even the voice of Jack Skellington, right? He was the voice of Jack Skellington. And Nightmare Before Christmas is awesome. All the Batman, everything. Sam Raimi, absolutely amazing work, and I'm pretty sure with it planned out now, and he can do a pretty good job with Doctor Strange too. So no qualms about that at all. I completely agree. Just aside from that one comment, and just really not that wasn't that. But I'm so happy to see the highly positive feedback. I can't wait. This next week needs to hurry the fuck up. Yeah, I agree. All the super positive reviews blow my mind. One that I've really appreciated is the lady who noted that Zack Snyder Justice League has finally sold her on the Clark-Lois dynamic of Henry and Amy. Oh, really? I didn't see who said that one. This implies, of course, that the relationship is front and center of this film. Sorry, Matt. And that, of course, makes me happy. The symbol of Ra's al Ghul on Deathstroke's sword hilt, indicating Slade was a member of the League of Shadows. In the League of Shadows. Imagine if Slade and Batfleck trained together as comrades, which gives Luthor's revelation to Slade that Bruce is the Batman, an emotional impact. My old comrade in arms has become my enemy, and he must be destroyed. HBO Asia really released a video saying, "Welcome to the DCEU, or Extended Universe, one of the which had Zack Snyder's Justice League showcase alongside Man of Steel, BVS, Suicide Squad, Birds of Prey, Shazam, and Wonder Woman." Interesting. Oh yeah, they're definitely gonna push that out because it's marketing. They want other people to see. They want people to see the other ones too. Calvin Alatnoa. Hey Chris, given the earliest teaser pre-Whedon of Justice League back in 2016, Do you think Zack Snyder's Justice League will continue those elements of humor that were shown in that teaser? I know at the time the studio was asking Zack to make the movie funnier, and that Zack himself had stated that Barry Iris subplot was more comical. However, I also know that Zack was doing his own thing at the time as well, in addition to what the studio was asking him. Yeah, I think that will be removed, and I think even Zack says that he can't wait for those parts to be removed. He had to shoot them, but he can't wait to remove them. So, like others have said, I haven't watched it, so I don't know. But we're expecting that things like "you talk to fish" that will be removed. A lot of the quips and stuff will be removed, and there's stuff that may still be there. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, mainly, yeah, I think a lot of I don't remember the first teaser or whatever teaser, the one you were talking about, but I feel like some of that won't be there as well. So I'm in agreement with you. Grandson of Soul, I'm with you, Chris. These reactions are really getting me excited. For the past few months, I've been in dull state of surrealism about all this, but I feel like it's really sinking in now. We're getting Zack Snyder's Justice League. Oh my god. It is a crazy time. Seriously. Patty directing Wonder Woman 3 is fine, but she needs Zack's stunt team and someone to help her write it. Her and Johns went so heavy into the Donner, and it shows that people aren't interested in that. Yeah, I mean, like, at least have Zack's stunt team or Damon Caro again and do all that cool stunt work and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Jeff Johns a lot of writing was into that, a lot of it. Sorry, for some reason my payment method declined. I don't know what that happened before, but okay. Thanks, Shane. Hey, Chris, could you please tell your top 5 DC comic books? Would mean so much to me because I'm looking to buy a few more comic books. They are pretty expensive here in Europe, and I would love to have some good ones on my bookshelf. Love your show as always. I never brought the 2017 Justice League for my Blu-ray collection. Personally, my favorite DC character is Superman, and oh boy, I got very disappointed a lot of that in part. Yeah. I'm going to throw out an old one because I haven't really read the new 52 or even the new one that's coming out. I haven't done the Future State thing, so I'm just going to throw out stuff that I remember. Tower of Babel, I like that. Justice League Tower of Babel. World War 3, that was fun. Superman, I actually like Superman Birthright, that was pretty good. Kingdom Come for sure. The Dark Knight Returns. And was that 5? That's 5 already, but I felt like there's a lot more that I want to throw out there, and they're mainly Superman stories. So there's the whole Jim Lee run as well. Even the Superman Batman Public Enemy, Superman Batman, the one Supergirl goes to Apocalypse, or turns into a Fury. That one's awesome as well. But yeah, there's quite a few, a bunch that I liked. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Identity Crisis, Infinity Crisis, those are cool. Identity Crisis is really interesting. It was like a murder mystery, and I really liked that. I really dug that one because that was like I'm wondering who did it, and it made it real. So it was a really good story, Identity Crisis. Do you think that critics are feeling guilty now and are converts? I vividly remember everyone bashing BVS in 2016 and roasting Zack. Kevin Smith was one of the bashers. He said BVS was humorless and had no heart. Now everyone loves Zack's vision now. What the fuck? Where was all this unique praise 5 years ago when Zack needed it? I'm a little upset and confused. These critics are all hypocrites. I think they feel deep guilt about what they did to him with their harsh reviews because it influenced Warner Brother Pictures to abuse Zack, the cast and crew. It's these critics that made Warner Brother Pictures give an idiot like Jeff Johns executive level power over DC films. The only people who had been in Zack's corner from the start have been the fans. Either way, I'm happy that it seems like the Snyderverse is back now. I didn't think it would happen. I want to tell you, you guys got to read, okay? Lesniewski's The Cut. Justin Lesniewski on Midside, right? He made, go on Amazon, look up The Cut. It's a book about what actually, I wouldn't say actually happened because this is like based on different cases and things like that of different people, but he had to change the name of the characters in there. So Sean Ryder is Zack Snyder. And then when you read that, and I have a full review about that, read that book. it actually tells you that the character who plays as Jeff Johns actually got these people, bloggers, like a Devin Faraci from Birth Movies Death, to actually come on set, revealing to them, and made sure in a way that they hate on the movie so that Jeff Johns grows in power and takes care of the project. So it was, it's almost like, I wouldn't say corruption, but it really makes you sick in the stomach reading that book. So I encourage you to read it. It'll make you mad, but at the end, it's glorious. I mean, it's an amazing feeling when you read to the end and seeing how it all went down, and the main character gets his due. You know, I mean, not his due, but it gets his. Well, that person gets it due, but like the main character, which is Sean Ryder, which is Zack Snyder, you know, wins in the end. So that's kind of cool. The last minute Kiersey Clemens casting is also very suspect. It feels like they're now trying to connect their films to the Snyder Cut and add someone of color to the film. I'm happy for her, but again, Warner Brother Pictures is scrambling. Ray Fisher has been calling them out, and they continue to react. It's painfully obvious. For me, The Flash is alternative continuity. It might be good. I'll watch it, but this film was supposed to be Thomas Wayne Batman, teams with The Flash and Captain Cold would have featured. So this Flash movie is in the Hamadaverse. It's not apart from part of Zack's vision. I feel good because we now can all just pretend that all these movies are just one big bad dream. The Snyderverse is almost back in swing. I'm happy about this. Now and that's interesting because even today, now they're gonna recast Henry Allen. Hey Chris, semi-quick question. Are there 2 virtual red carpet premieres for Zack Snyder Justice League? The invite-only premiere on the 15th and the public premiere on the 17th? Or is the premiere on the 15th simply an early screening, and the one on the 17th is the more literal red carpet premiere with the cast and crew in attendance and speaking? Or could the cast and crew attend and speak on the premiere of the 15th? No one on Twitter has clarified this, so it'd be great if you can answer it. Or if you don't know, could you please find out? Thank you. I think the 15th will have cast and crew as well, but there is an actual red carpet thing that's coming on the 17th. That's when you actually see videos, and I think it's all shot already, so it's pre-recorded of Zack on a red carpet and that type of ordeal. Think of it like the red carpet is the 17th. I want to gather, unless we're watching the same thing. So this could be it. The people who got the first on the 15th will be watching the same thing as the people who are going to 17th. It's just that we get to watch it like 2 days earlier. So that's how I see it as is. And like, yeah, I mean, if I find out more, I can definitely say how that's going to go down. But yeah, you'll go live for Zach's watch party, right? I didn't think about that, but I could if you want me to react to it. I definitely could. Yeah. Chris, go to sleep. Okay. As soon as I come back from dinner, and then hopefully I can catch Dave's show maybe in the later part or something. I know they have to get off early for a reason, but definitely, yeah, I'm gonna try to go sleep. All right. Well, that is it. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for watching. And it's like I said, it's an amazing week. This is it. This is the final stretch. The final countdown. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. Okay. Cringe. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of entertainment news and content, please click the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Keep this hot dog light on. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Woo.